everyone, Binary here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a low poly sword for Roblox games in under 10 minutes. So, we're in a new scene here in Blender. First of all, we're going to have to click this light on the camera, as we're not going to be doing any rendering, and they're just useless objects that could get in our way. So after we have selected them, we'll hit X to delete, and we'll simply delete these two objects. Awesome. Now we're left here with nothing but a cube. We're going to select this cube, rotate it by hitting R. Then I'm going to rotate on the y-axis. You'll see how that line has lit up. Now I'll do it by 45 degrees. This will leave you with a basic diamond shape. And with this object still selected, you'll hit Tab to go into edit mode. Then you'll hit S to scale. Then we'll hit Z for Z to scale only on the Z-axis. Then we'll just simply move her down to, right about there. That'll give you a basic shape of a blade. Now that we have that done, we're going to go up here and select face mode. With face mode selected, we're only going to grab this one face here, then we're going to hit E to extrude, and we'll type in the number 2, and then hit enter. This will extrude this by 2 grids. Now that that has been done, we'll back up here, and we'll hit vertex select. This will select all the vertices that are attached to the face that you currently have selected. And now that all 4 of these vertices are selected, we'll simply right click, merge vertices at center. Awesome. That will give you a basic tip for your sword. Now that that is done, we'll go back into face select up here. Then we'll simply click on this face. Now, you can play around with this as much as you want, but normally I extrude by hitting E, and then just simply type in the number 20. This will extrude it from this origin by 20 grids over here. That'll give you a basic shape for your blade. Now we're going to hit Tab to go back into object mode as we're done with the main blade. Now we'll simply hit Shift and then A to put in a new object. We're going to put in a cube. Now that we have a new cube in our workspace, we'll simply hit the Move tool. With this Move tool, you just simply drag her down here. And now she's down here. Awesome. This is going to be for work for the guard. So we'll simply hit edit mode to go, we'll hit tab to go back to edit mode. We'll simply scale it down on the Z-axis to say right about there. Then you can also scale it down on the Y-axis to narrow her out. Now this is still a little short width-wise, so I'm going to scale her down on say the X-axis in this circumstance. You just basically go there, and boom. Now you have a simple block here. Now, this is kind of boring, isn't it? So we're going to select the face on the end here. We're going to hit E, extrude it by 1. And then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So go over to this face, hit E for extrude, and type in the number 1 and enter. Now that we still have this face selected, we'll select this face as well. We'll go to our move tool here. Now, the nice thing about this is we can just simply go like that, and that will just give you a basic blade shape. So, I normally like to go right about there. And that's done for the guard part. Now we can get out of edit mode, and then we can simply hit Shift A, and this time we'll do the handle. So while we're here, we'll go into cylinder, we'll create a new cylinder, and we'll simply move her over to around where the guard is. Now, we can't have it standing straight up here, so we're going to rotate it by 90 degrees on the X-axis. Now, we're just going to simply hit Tab, Scale, Z for Z. Just bring her down to about right there. Now, I find this a little bit wide yet, and we don't need it that wide. I don't know whose hands are going to be as big as a blade. So, we'll hit Scale on the X-axis, and just bring her down just a little bit to about right there. I don't like that. So I'm going to bring her down just a little bit more to add more of that. Awesome. Now that's done. We're still in face select. We'll simply grab this face. And then we can either extrude it or drag it. I prefer to do extruding because it's a little bit more precise. So then I'll just hit extrude. Let's say by 5. Then hit enter. Awesome. Now you have your handle, your guard, and your blade. Awesome. Now all we're really missing to complete a sword is a pommel, aka the counterweight. So now we'll just hit Tab, go back into object mode, Shift A, and for this, just to keep it simple, I'm going to just simply put in a cylinder, and then drag the cylinder all the way down here at the end of the sword. So we'll go into Edit mode, Scale, Z. Awesome. That'll give you a basic pommel. I normally just try to put it as far back as I can without leaving any gaps, and boom. Now that your basic mesh is done, we can go to, this is where we're going to export it out of Blender into your Roblox game. So the File, Export. This is very important to do it as FBX. Now here, I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'll just do low poly sword, enter to export it as an FBX. Well, that didn't work, so we'll just hit the button, export FBX. Now, go into your Roblox Studio, and then you see here, well, sometimes you don't see it. You're going to want to hit your View tab, and you're going to want to make sure this Game Explorer option is open. That way you have access to all this. Now you're going to want to hit the Import button down here, and you're going to want to find the sword that you just exported. In my case, it's the Low Poly Sword FBX. You're going to want to click on it and click Open. Then we're just going to hit Rescale to Large. That's all good, so apply all. Now you can see here all those objects exported separately, which is awesome. So I want to go here, I want to open up the mesh folder. Don't mind that I have all this other stuff in here. This is for these two objects here. So they're named here, Low Poly Sword Cube. So we're going to click on that, and then we'll shift click down at the last object. That will select all of them. Then you can right click, insert with location. Now I don't see it, so I'm going to go here to the move and just bring her up. Awesome. Now as you can see, the sword has been imported into your Roblox Studio. At this rate, I'll normally do the resizing and coloring. So first of all, I prefer to color it right away. So I'm going to grab our handle here. We'll go to brick color. We'll just make it a brown. And for this, we'll just do a wooden handle by going down here to wood. And boom. Now all three of these parts are normally metal. So we'll select all three of them real quick. We'll go to material and metal. Awesome. Then you have a basic, very low poly cartoon sword here, which is all fine and dandy, but yeah, I don't like the color of this. So let's say we'll go here. We'll just change the color up a little bit. Say if you want to make it just like a darker gray or any color you want. I normally go with fossil, even though that's basically what it's at already, but it's just a lighter shade. And boom. Now you have this all done. You can simply just select all these objects, go to your scale, and you can simply scale this to whatever size you want. If my mouse would work properly. That's the nice thing about meshes. You can just scale them however you need. And boom, there you have a basic low poly sword for your Roblox game. I hope you all enjoy.